is this? These cards feel... wow.
This is something else.
You forgot this.
That's right. If you like purple decks like me, then be sure to check out this playmat on the AVAULT store. So for round 1, we faced off against GraceNovamon. Usually in this matchup, our board wiping capabilities from Dragon Mode isn't effective because they just focus on one single stack. But to play around it, we want to focus our own one single stack as well by getting into Dinobeemon so then we can swing onto them unsuspended and make sure we have enough DP power at the same time. Game 1 was rough. We weren't able to cycle and go for the combos that we needed to, and our opponent was breaking a little bit, but they managed to get into a Polemon to delete our board constantly. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find the Dragon Mode, and I ended the board with 2 Dino Bees with 0 clapback, losing the first game. Game 2, I started first because I want to set up with Analog Youth and Miss Memory Boost as much as possible. I found the BT16 Wormmon early and was able to go online with my combos, taking out any stack that they tried to bring out. We didn't get into fighter mode, but that's okay because our Dragon Mode was able to make 3 checks along with Ty and Imperialdramon security +1 effects, and then we had the Wormmon on the side to finish off and swing for game. Game 3, we were able to set up with the new Wormmon and the promo Shatterdramon, which the combo synergy is just absolutely insane. We even got into 2 fighter modes at one point, negating the security effects completely, and we managed to make a comeback 2-1 for the round. Round 2, we're upping the challenge and we're facing off against the best deck of the format, Nuemon. For this matchup, we always want to go first to establish momentum before they're able to chip us away. We also have decent board clear thanks to Dragon Mode because we can delete everything that they have on their side. Game 1, unfortunately, we were missing pieces and we had to build a very awkward board, giving our opponent a ton of memory to work with afterwards. We did manage to get rid of all the Nuemons, leaving one single Monzemon on the board so that we can attack into it. But, of course, they had the Valkyrie Ace, which completely countered us, which took out our entire stack, and we're not able to come back from that. This is one of those matchups that I wish I had Crimson Blaze because it would have been a very great tech against this deck. Game 2, our opponent was able to set up an incredibly wide board and overwhelm us. And for my side, I wasn't able to set up in time. Because of that, my opponent was able to hit me with a barrage of attacks that I just couldn't stop, and because of that, I lost 0-2. Round 3, we faced against TyrantKabuterimon. Now with that deck, it actually takes quite a bit of time for them to set up, and we are able to match their pace because we can set up ourselves as well. They have great board control by suspending our Digimon, bottom decking it, and swinging over it, but we have on deletion effects and partition to keep our board afloat so then we can make a comeback. Game 1, we're able to chip away at their security early so that we can set up for a lethal combo afterwards, but they were able to search quickly and play multiple Izzies. At one point, they had 3 Izzies and 2 Metal Life Quagumons, which equate to 5 redirects. Honestly, at that point, I thought it was almost over for us. But there was actually an out because we were able to establish such a wide board where we could have exhausted all their redirects. Sadly, I didn't notice soon enough and it was too late. Therefore, my opponent took me down. Game 2, the opponent was able to build into TyrantKabuterimon early this time with massive DP buffs. But those DP buffs are only temporary. Therefore, we want to make sure that we have Vmon in the stack to overpower them afterwards. With that, we're able to beat them over and over again, and this time they didn't have any Izzies to help them redirect. With them giving us additional memory to work with, we can get into Dino B for rush attacks, and we're able to make a comeback to turn it around to force a Game 3. Game 3 was a similar situation. Our opponent was not able to establish their Izzy early enough, so we got into a Dragon Mode with Ty and Imperialdramon for extra checks. By dealing all that damage, making them have 0 security, we were able to finish the game off with Blitz Omni. I gotta say, I had so much fun playing and learning all the new combos of this deck, and I highly recommend you guys to join the Deluxe membership so that you can see all the games with full commentary. One of the biggest dilemmas I realize in the community when it comes to building this deck is choosing between playing a purple egg or a red egg for the base. So I defaulted to purple, but my build is not ordinary at all because it has a very unique and specific playstyle to it. It may seem strange, but let me explain. The idea is that you never really want to digivolve at the back, especially in the early game. What you want to focus on is playing your Analog Youth and Mist Memory Boost to set up cards in your trash and finding pieces at the same time instead. With that being said, you want to prioritize on playing all of your rookies to utilize their on-play effects. So you might be thinking, what is the egg for? Well, it's really there to fulfill the color requirement to let us use our purple option cards. But the Pagumon Inherit effect can come up sometimes because being able to selectively choose a card from your hand to trash can help you set up specific pieces, and the extra 1000 DP can sometimes come in handy. But all that means at the end of the day is just that we really need the promo Nuemon, which is purple, which gives us access to the Digivolving. The new BT16 Wormmon is just incredibly good alongside with the promo Shadramon because it can keep your combos going again and again. The new Dinobeemon gives you access to any other level 5 that you need so that you can DNA right away whenever you can. But keep in mind, there is an errata with this card where the Digimon you play out, you may choose to give it Rush, and if you choose to give it Rush, it has to attack the player immediately. Otherwise, you can still choose not to give it Rush, and then it wouldn't have to attack. This effect is actually exceptionally good because it gives you an extra sneaky attack before you go into your end of turn DNA combos, or even sometimes just finish off your opponents because it's like pseudo blitz. And of course, the level 6, we have to have the Virus Dragon mode, which can wipe boards and blitz to attack, and then you can digivolve into your fighter mode to negate all security effects, which includes options, tamers, everything. And if the fighter mode ever gets threatened by deletion, you can always float back at Wormmon and Nuemon to repeat the combos all over again. Alongside with Partition and the promo Shadramon, you can potentially bring out 5 bodies. But if your opponents are smart and they try to play around your fighter modes on deletion, we always have the own kill spells with Deathclaw and Calling from Darkness. The deck is incredibly consistent at exterminating your opponent's board, but sometimes I just feel that you're missing a little bit of something to finish off the game, which is why I included Blitz Omni. This deck is great and all, but I can't do this anymore, Sam. I just can't play this. Not without the Nuemon. I'm just gonna pack it up and unsleeve this. Like, there's no point playing it right now anyways, honestly.